Hello, Debbie Downsiders. This is a special excerpt. It's not even part of the Patreon. It's public. This is from a show I did called Theater Adult at the Caveat in New York City. This is kind of an idea I've been taking around with for a while, where I have someone on and we talk about their theater past. We talk about, not the professional life, but what they did in high school and the summer camps. And there's theater, crowd work, and some singing. And so I just want to give you guys some footage. I want to give a very special thanks to my guest for this episode is Natalie Walker, who's phenomenal. Please follow her. Heath Saunders, I went to college with them. And then our pianist, James Harvey. So I also want to tell you, we're doing another Theater Adult at Joe's Pub, October 20th. Link will be, wherever you find the link. But we're not announcing the guest yet, but it's very exciting. And I'm hoping that this is going to be a regular New York thing and something I'd take around to comedy festivals and to other cities. So if you want some real comedy, some stand-up that really gets into the weeds of theater and some crowd work and some singing and some, just all that jazz, join us October 20th at Joe's Pub. That's a Sunday at 8:30 p.m. And enjoy this very generous excerpt. This is Not the Downside. We met probably right around the time that I left a theater for good.
Probably because of
this
together.
We were in a show, if we can bring to this picture, called Buzz. This was as you can see, there wasn't a lot of budget for the wardrobe. There is something about putting a tie over your bare chest that makes you go, how the fuck did I get here? This was a show called Buzz. It's by, I pray he's not here, a man named Benjamin Kunkel.
Yes.
A esteemed, celebrated novelist turned playwright. And
less celebrated playwright.
Less celebrated. As the New York Times said, for every Chekhov, there's a Henry James who gave us the famously bad Guy Dumville, or Virginia Woolf who wrote the lavishly unfunny Fresh Water, and lots more like them. Basically saying, not every good novelist is a good playwright. Can you tell them why we were dressed like this?
Yeah.
Because I still don't know, and I was in the show.
So, have you guys heard of climate change? You know how Earth getting hotter? So that's why no clothes. And it was sort of a real commentary. It was subtle, and so you'd really have to sort of blink and you'll miss it. But yeah, we were all in a future dystopian world where there's still a struggling novelist who is the centerpiece of the show.
Of course.
And we are sort of the Nick and Honey in Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf of the proceedings. We're sort of a 6'5" finance guy.
And now when I took this, I was excited. It paid money.
It did pay
It
money.
paid money.
Oh,
but
at that time?
I believe, if I'm correct, the number was 1,200.
Yes.
The number was 1,200.
Anything above 1,000
was something.
Yes.
Something.
Yes.
Oh wow. But it was for 6 weeks that we did this show.
Yeah, and in the middle of nowhere, some would say.
Oh, you took the train to Atlantic and you walked a long ways. By the end of the show, I was really on the side of the climate change, if I'm being honest. And they did a device. I know we have a lot of theater people here. Sometimes they make a choice where they want the audience to get in the mode of the play before the show. Music will suffice, but sometimes they say, well, let's get the actors to do a task. So for this particular one, we were dressed, you would do this too, right?
Yeah, of course
we were dressed
I did this.
in
I was a nobody as well. I wasn't going, Patti LuPone doesn't want to do the barricade.
We were dressed.
Thank you.
Thank you, there we go. That's how we know we're the full theater. Thank you. If he's laughing and you're not, it's on you. Do you understand? Dressed in full hazmat suits. We had to fake clean, as in there was crumpled paper, there were boxes, and we had to fake just move things for about 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Awful.
Just
Awful.
busy work. And Wallace Shawn is right there. I'm looking Wallace Shawn dead in the eye. I'm going, don't remember me this way.
Yes.
Don't remember this.
And now, did you ever? I did a show. I did How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying, and they wanted. Really? Yeah. Okay. Good. And they wanted the cast frozen as the audience came in for 20 minutes with a suitcase. And there's just got to be a better way.
I actually did this. I did this at camp. I did a production of Company at Stage Door where our director decided he wanted everyone on stage in trench coats with our backs to the audience, just standing in a formation while like Bobby was lounging center stage in his boxers. And we were just there, and then it happened to be during like a heat wave summer, and I was in like thigh-high like patent leather boots, so I'm just like sweat running down my thigh into the boots and just like squelching off stage when we finally got to leave. Just really nasty stuff.
And I think that the bigger point is it doesn't help. If you all walked in, and as you just came in, right, and I was here the whole time, like, it would not have made the show better at all. And I think that's the biggest problem.
No, we open with "It's hot up here."
Yes.
That's the time. Do that.
So, let's go way back. Were you always an extroverted kid? Were you a performer? Were you at the dining table putting on skits and whatnot?
I had to be because I realized when my sister was born and was much naturally cuter than I was.
How old were you at this time?
I was 3.
Okay.
I was 3, and then it sort of became apparent. I mean, I didn't know when I was 3. I did try to kill her a bunch of times when I was 3 because I noticed that attention was being taken away.
Hold up, we can't move past how.
I would go over and I would ask if I could hug her, and I would go, "Love the baby, love the baby," and my mom would realize I was gradually like squeezing her harder and harder. People are horrified by this.
Yeah,
it's like a funny story in my family.
She's 3. It's not a death grip. It's okay. She's alive, right?
Yeah, she's alive.
It's fine.
Yeah. She has a beautiful baby who I will also do that to, and it'll be amazing. But then it took until I was like 6, and I realized that beautiful blonde, big blue eyes. I already am developing like cataracts. Like I'm already like so blind. I'm so chunky, and it stopped being cute and precocious. I'm also very annoying. And so I was like, well, if I'm gonna be annoying and I wanna get attention for being annoying, that isn't just like shut up, then I have to do something. And so then I started singing little songs.
I see. I always thought about that. That's what I always view comedy. I go, I complain so much. I better figure out a way to make it funny, or no one's gonna put up with me.
Yes.
What kind of things were you singing? Just like kid songs, or?
I was singing anything that was on TV. So I did a lot of Sister Act. Sister Acts 1 and 2.
You know, you have a friend back here who actually also sang a lot of black songs. The Wiz, yeah.
Good. Yeah, a lot of Sister Acts 1 and 2. Well, one I was just being like the innocent nun that discovers she can sing over the course of the movie.
I've never seen it, if I'm being honest with you.
That's insane. You have to go to jail.
Really?
Yes, it's a classic film. Harvey Keitel is in the first one. Harvey Keitel is in Sister Act and is giving his all to it. People don't know this about Harvey Keitel's filmography. Harvey Keitel is going for it like it's a Scorsese picture. Please watch the original Sister Act for that alone.
It holds up. I'll watch it.
It holds up.
Okay, I'll watch it.
And then watch 2.
Wait, can I just ask real quick, because you clearly, when I said I hadn't seen Sister Act, he almost squeezed me like she used to squeeze her sister. Are you in the theater now?
No.
You just love it?
It's Sister Act.
Okay.
Even non-theater people love it.
Okay, I get it. All right, I'm a little bit. I'm a weird theater kid.
We're turning on him. Mutiny on the Bounty.
When the theater kids go, "You're weird for our group," that is a low place to be. I'm gonna have to turn to my anime passion after this. Oh my god. Yeah, someone who like, "Yeah, Dragon Ball Z, please." Okay, so do you remember your first time seeing a show?
I do.
What was it?
It was Les Mis. It was the national tour of Les Mis.
Okay.
And I was so excited. I got all dressed up in a little velvet dress to go see it. And my mom took me to a French restaurant before because she thought that would be like so special. And I was like 7 or something, and I already was the pickiest eater. I only wanted Cheetos ever. And I asked the waiter for a croissant because that was like the fanciest like French thing I could think that
Sure,
I might
that's
like.
fair.
And he laughed in my face. A 7-year-old girl. My mom still talks about it. She still is angry about it. He went, "No, we have no croissant." I guess because it was dinner time.
Sure,
So he
sure.
was angry that I asked.
Was it a full
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the way that my mom tells it, he was probably like from Peoria in the actual happening
see.
of it.
Sure.
But in my mom's retelling, he has become absolutely like Ratatouille.
And where was this that you saw the tour?
Kennedy Center. I'm
Oh,
from DC. We're both from DC, baby.
I forgot about that.
Oh.
Where'd you go to high school?
St. Stephen's and St. Agnes School.
Okay. Catholic?
Lacrosse.
Yeah.
Episcopalian.
Oh, I'm
Loser.
I don't know. That's why Sister Act. I just don't know any of the Christian shit. You know what I mean? I was busy watching Fiddler while you were watching Sister Act.
That's true.
So that was probably a good production. That tour was like a good.
Oh yeah, I thought it was so magical, and I wanted to be, because that so badly that like after I saw it, I was so mad at my mom that she didn't let me go audition for it, and she was like, "I don't think that's how it works." But I was really angry that I wasn't that girl.
So how old were you when you saw this?
7.
7. And is that usually the age that people play that role?
Yeah, these kids are young.
Yeah.
Maybe they were like 10. I don't know.
Sure. Because sometimes with touring productions, I've seen some bad. I saw Jesus Christ Superstar on tour once, and they had Ted Neely play it.
Yeah.
Ted Neely is the original Jesus in the movie, and he was hot and sexy when they filmed that movie in the 1800s. But in this production, he was in his
Right.
mid-70s. I mean, and it was the first production I was ever on the side of the Romans. It was a brutal. But tour. So this was a good show. You fell in
Well, because
love.
there's young Cosette. I feel like you think there is young Cosette that sings "Castle on a Cloud" to
Yes.
translate for you. Because I thought you maybe thought that I was saying I should be adult Cosette,
Sure.
who sings a love song with a grown man. I did not want that. I did not want that at the time.
Sure. Now, did your school have any theater programs? Were you doing theater in middle school?
I did a little bit of theater in middle school. I went to a hippy dippy country day school where there were farm animals and stuff, and everyone had to do the musical, and we did Damn Yankees.
Uh-huh.
And I was Lola.
You were
Damn
Lola.
Yankees, and I towered over everyone. I shot up to 5'3" when I was in 7th grade. No, but at
Godzilla.
that time,
Yeah.
I was going, oh my God, I'm a supermodel. I'm Naomi Campbell. I can't. Linda Evangelista. But I was towering over everyone else in that show. So
In middle school?
In 8th grade at that little country day
That
school.
role is very.
Yeah.
It's a sexy role.
I don't know why. I guess it was because the Senators, they would just like brought back the Senators, which is what Damn Yankees is about.
I see.
As the Nationals, and so I think they thought it would be fun, and then forgot about how the whole show is about the sexual power of one woman.
And do you remember when you did that? Did people go, holy shit? Like, were you getting compliments? Were you like, oh, something's
Yes.
clicking here?
Yes, and I was so excited for that to be my niche. And then when I went to St. Stephen's, I was nobody at St. Stephen's. I ate lunch by myself. the whole first month, I would say, of school, because it was a K through 12 school and I came in just for freshman year, just for high school. So
Sure.
it felt like everyone had their friends. I didn't have anywhere to go. And then it took until the musical that year. I was like, well, I know that I'll have the musical. And then I did the musical and it was Footloose and I was rusty. I got to sing Let's Hear It for the Boy. And then all of the lacrosse girls suddenly were paying attention to me and wanted me to be their court jester friend. So then that's how I got through high school being like the jester of the popular girls. So I was the theater geek that wasn't getting shoved in lockers, but it would just be like a football player going, come here, do the aerial voice. She does the aerial voice. She can do it.
What's, if I may ask, do the aerial voice?
Look at this stuff, isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think my collection's complete? Wouldn't you think I'm a girl who has everything? Look at this trove, treasures untold. How many wonders can one cavern hold? Looking around, who you think? Sure, she's got everything. I've got gadgets and gizmos aplenty. I got who's-its and what's-its galore. You want thingamabobs? I got 20. But who cares? No big deal. I want more. Stuff like that.
Yeah. Hell yeah. And then would the lacrosse people be like, we just wanted one measure. We didn't even
Yeah, there you go.
So-
All right, I think that's enough. That'll
we
do,
have a
pig.
picture of you in a talent show. We may have to go back. Can you do another picture? So what's this from?
This is from my 8th grade talent show when I was being sexy Lola. This is not that, but in the talent show, I of course did Popular from Wicked.
Oh.
Because as you can see, you think, oh, she has dark hair, she's probably an alphabet, but clearly I was so popular and beautiful that everyone was obsessed with me. I was like, I can't relate to this alphabet character. I can only relate to being the queen of the school. So that's that. I did sausage curls.
Now, okay, I know we went back a little bit. In 8th grade, were you celebrated? Did they like you for this? Were you popular? Were you?
I mean, there were so few people in that class that it was
Sure.
there were 30 of us, so there wasn't really a social hierarchy in that way, which is very beautiful, but then also it's like, well, I haven't overcome anything. It was very exciting when I got to high school.
Well, that's why you had to play
I
Glinda.
claw my way
That's
up.
exactly why.
Yeah.
This is the only character
So
you related to.
yeah, exactly.
What about in high school? You said you became this kind of jester figure, which I haven't been exactly that thing, but was it fulfilling? Did you feel, oh, I'm liked, but just as the entertainment? Were you?
I liked it. I got a kick out of it. I got invited to the parties, and then finally, like after I graduated, I got to go to Beach Week with all of the cool kids, and that's when
Beach Week. I know Beach Week.
Yes.
I never went.
And that's
I never went to Beach Week. Oh, I didn't even remember it until you just said it now.
And now I brought back something.
Yeah, maybe you brought back nothing.
Unprocessed.
It's an empty void.
Well,
in my life.
unprocessed sadness.
So, but you had like was there like the theater group, and you were able to like not be a part of it? You were part of the group?
No, I had really good friends in the theater group. They were just the 2 years above me were my main friends, and so then it was nice after they graduated that I still had a social life because I had played a long game of being jester vibes.
Yeah.
Because the kids in my class that did theater weren't people that really liked theater. They're just people that were too weird to go anywhere.
Sure.
And I was like, well, if none of you are talented, then this is not fun for me.
All right, we're getting a little sneak preview of the girl in this book, I think. But let's talk about that. So clearly you're talented at a young age. Yeah.
Sure.
You're a very talented high schooler.
Sure, yeah.
Do you remember looking back? Were you purposefully intimidating to any people? Were you I always there's that story about what's Lady Gaga's real name?
Stephanie Germanotta?
Yeah. And there's always that thing about, oh, well, there was a Facebook group where
There you
they
go. Like Stephanie will never be famous.
Stephanie will never be famous. And everyone loves to gloat. They love to say, those fucking losers that started that Facebook group, little did they know she'd become this famous. And I'm like, I bet 99% of you, if you knew Stephanie when she was in high school or college or whatever, you would have joined that group fucking immediately.
Absolutely.
There's no doubt.
Yes.
So what kind of annoying were you?
I was annoying in that I was very boy crazy because no one paid attention to me during the school year. And so then when I went to camp and people would have a crush based on what part you were playing at camp, then I was a terror and I was hooking up with everyone. And then I would go back home and think that I was this woman of the world. And I was like, okay, loser. No one here cares that you can sing all of the parts in the company opening.
Now, I think we should, so what year of high school did you finally go to Stage Door? What after
It was the summer before my freshman year of high school, but I had braces, and there's something at Stage Door where they don't want kids with braces playing leads because it feels more inappropriate that you're playing one.
Sure.
I think braces are a reminder that you shouldn't be playing the Acid Queen and Tommy. It's a very physical marker, and so I wasn't cool at Stage Door my first summer, but I knew that I loved being there and singing all the time.
So it's tough for I know only 2 people here went to Stage Door and one of them blacked it out, but I watched, there's a great Stage Door documentary. Can you just break down what Stage Door is, the
Yes, it is a theater camp. If any of you saw the movie Theater Camp that came out last summer, it's a lot of it was filmed at Stage Door, or actually I don't think it was. I think Stage Door was this isn't kosher by us or something. But it's based on Stage Door. It's very much based on Stage Door. The people who wrote it and directed it went to Stage Door. And you can go for 3 weeks. There are 3-week sessions throughout the summer. And you show up the first day and audition. You do your little 16 bars, and then they put you in a wildly age-inappropriate, sometimes race-inappropriate show all together. And I think there are they do 4 regular plays and then 6 musicals every session. And all the kids are there.
As someone, I went to a lot of theater camps. Stage Door was one I did not go. I wish I had, looking back on it, but I think the real difference that I feel from everything I read about Stage Door and other theater camps is Stage Door, the production is end all and be all, and the hierarchy and the social strata are immediately set upon casting and where you're at. Whereas other camps I did, there were shows, but it was kind of it was part of it. It was a 7-week program, and you explored, and maybe you had a small part or a bigger part, didn't really matter, but it feels like Stage Door was you knew in the first couple days where you sat.
Yeah.
So I got one clip from this that I think just captures, I don't know, the beauty, if you're crazy, or the toxicity if you're a regular person. This is an excerpt from an acting class at Stage Door that we have. So let's play that.
You might see a future Tony winner.
There are 16 of
in
you
this
who are
clip.
acting. At the end of this lesson, there will be 15 of you. One of you has to leave. Don't say anything out loud. You need to start thinking in your head who should not be here by the end of this lesson. When it's time, I'm going to ask you to say who and why you cannot say yourself.
Are we really leaving?
There's only 15 places. I'm not taking somebody else today. Who do you think needs to go? Does somebody deserve to go? Don't answer. Keep it in your head. Who needs to leave this group today? You're going to start with Jeff and come round this way. Who's going to leave, Jeff?
I'm sorry, I don't know your name. What's your name? Maybe I shouldn't because I haven't, even in the one session it has been, I haven't seen anything to notice, to make me notice.
In all sincerity, I have to say myself.
Like you can sit on the back row. Sit on the back row, please. John. Too long, gonna set up my arm, too long.
I think Itai should leave because I think he already is a master actor. And I think that this class is for people to become them. I think he's too good to be here.
I would like Nicole to leave because I'm not convinced on how talented she is.
Nobody will be leaving the masterclass. It was an exercise. Okay? So relax.
Okay. Now you tell me, there is a part of me that goes, oh, I miss it. I miss the days when I could be psychologically manipulated in a way that could maybe crack me open for a second and think and feel. What do you think?
Oh yeah, and a Lord of the Flies.
Yeah.
Yeah. I took master acting with him like 3 years after that.
Now let me guess what you said. All 15 of them should go. It should just be me here.
No, well, I think they made him stop asking that question. So then he just became sort of like a little head hopper, like gossip monger among the campers. So he used the game to be like, who in this circle do you think is the most attractive? All of these things you cannot do now, but at the time we were like so glad that someone gave us an opportunity to like be like, I want to make out with Harrison.
Sure.
What he would use, he wouldn't say like who shouldn't be here. He would be like, who do you think has like the best chance of making it, and things like that. And so it would just like go around and around that way.
And when you look at that stuff, because I know based on the sounds people are making, they see it as child abuse. Tell me, like, yeah, okay, we're getting a lot of yeses. Okay, we'll lock him up after the show. We'll track him down. We'll find him online. What is your honest assessment of like how they train actors at a young age? You know, I think it's part of it's just.
I think they're nicer now because of the reaction to things like that. I certainly would probably be nicer to myself now if I had not gone through that type of experience. But also when you're a kid, especially if you are in an environment during your school year where nobody else cares about the thing as much as you do, nobody else is like going home and ripping the closing night bootleg of Caroline or Change to their ancient iPod. When you do get to like be in a room with a bunch of people who are doing the same thing, where you're like splitting AirPods on the bus ride to the movies, listening to See What I Want to See, it creates its own weird ethos where it's like, okay, we all care about it that much. It's a cult. It is fully a cult, and I do understand that. And if you're just getting a bunch of kids into a cult.
Sure, but at least the cult ends after 9 weeks. I think the thing is that I think we all need. I don't know about you guys. Sometimes when I see a cult documentary, for the first third of it, I'm really jealous of the group. I'm like, wow, it's a whole group of friends.
They're having a lot of breakthroughs.
And then, what do you got to fuck the Messiah? I'm sorry. But I think one thing that Again, I don't know if one should go to college for this. I don't think anyone should go to college, period.
No.
But I sometimes you'll see later adult things, and people make fun of it. Like right now, for example, I feel like there's a lot of like guys doing like man camp, and it's a bunch of guys. And they're forced to do physical tasks, or they're forced to like push up against something hard while someone goes, "You can do better, you can do better." And I'm like, that is the same thing as this. They just never got it in any way, shape, or form. And the way that they were raised, it has to be presented in some kind of masculine way. But it's this. It's just them opening up or like challenging or feeling bad and being with a group and trauma bonding ultimately. And that's what he's just kind of forcing trauma bonding on these kids.
Absolutely.
Do you remember any?
Also, certain levels of high school sports get to that point.
Sure.
Where like a 40-year-old man is like screaming at a group of teenagers about why they're worthless. So.
Fraternities, sororities, hazing. I mean, this is just hazing for non-athletic kids.
And now we get to be part of something. And isn't that beautiful?
When you went to stage show your first year, because this book really talks about you as truly the queen of stage door. It does. I'll find the passage. But that first year with the braces, were you or no?
Was I the queen?
Did you walk in and you fucking did your Little Mermaid and they said,
No. I didn't know anybody. And I went from being Lola and Damn Yankees, and I was like, I was really feeling myself. I was like ready to go in. And then I was third Londoner from left in Jekyll and Hyde, and the lead of that production, who some eagle-eyed audience members might have spotted in that clip, was Shayna Taub, who now has a Tony for writing Suffs.
So for those of you who don't know Suffs is a musical on Broadway right now.
On Broadway, and she is also starring in Suffs.
Yes.
In addition to having written the entire show herself. And I was mad that I was third Londoner from left until I heard Shayna open her mouth, and then I was like, oh, this is gonna be a longer road than I anticipated. And I was like, but I'll claw my way up. But yeah, listening to her sing the first time, it was just, and my parents are sports people, so when they came to see the show, they were sort of like, well, why do we even have to see Natalie if she doesn't even have a line? And so they came, and then
wait, hold up, was that what your parents were like?
Yeah, kind of.
Really?
They're like, you don't do anything in the show. And especially because my parents aren't theater people, they don't care about it. If I were sitting on the bench in a softball game, my mom would be so much happier to watch that than like most things that I have been a star in.
When you look back, do you think that gave you the competitive edge needed to one day get the leads, or do you go, oh, I wish they had said, hey, you were a great Londoner, you were the best one on the left by far.
I think it's good. I think it's healthy.
Okay, yeah. As you can see,
that's
we're
why
both.
I'm well-adjusted now. That's why I'm normal vibes now.
Well, I want to dive a little more into stage door, but I feel like we should go to. I mean, at some point, you did get to bigger roles in stage door, and one of them was in the show that you saw when you were just a 7-year-old girl. You were in Les Mis.
Les Miserables.
And I wanted you to sing a song from Les Mis, but there's a lot of duets, a lot of things going on in Les Mis. So we figured we'd ask a mutual friend.
Yes.
They told me to introduce them as the assistant music director to Hello Dolly at the University of Miami's production, which I was in as Cornelius because we went to college together. Please give a big round of applause for Heath Saunders, everybody. Heath, make your way to the stage. So this is from Les Mis. Yes, that's perfect.
And what you need to know is I did Les Mis when I was 15, and I had grown up, after I saw it when I was so young, I became really obsessed with the 10th anniversary cast, which has, Cole Wilkinson, Ruthie Henschel. I was obsessed with Ruthie Henschel as Fantine. And so when I finally got to play the part, I stole all of her choices, down to the fact that I have a British accent while I'm doing it. Like, I showed the video to a friend when I got home that summer, and he was like, why do you have a British accent in this? So I will be honoring those choices. Also, I thought Fantine died of tuberculosis, and my director, who was a messy bitch who lived for drama, came over and was like, she actually dies of syphilis. And so then I looked up, verisimilitude was very important to me, and so I looked up what happens as syphilis ravages your body. And one of the things is that you go blind towards the end. So you'll also see a little bit of that. I just sort of wanted to give you that experience. Okay.
I'm also going to take all of my choices from the 10th anniversary.
Yeah.
Which just means that I'm going to not move.
Cosette, it's turned so cold. Cosette, it's past your bedtime. You've played the day away, and soon it will be night. Come to me, Cosette, the light is fading. Don't you see the evening star appearing? Come to me and rest against my shoulder. How fast the minutes fly away, and every minute colder. Hurry near, another day is dying. Don't you hear? The winter wind is crying. There's a darkness which comes without a warning, but I will sing you lullabies and wake you in the morning.
Oh, Fantine, our time is running out. But Fantine, I swear this on my life.
Look, monsieur, where all the children
Be at peace evermore.
My Cosette,
Shall live in my protection.
take her now.
Your child will want for nothing.
Good monsieur, you come from God in heaven.
And none shall ever harm Cosette as long as I am living.
Take my hand. The night grows ever colder.
Then I shall keep you warm.
Take my child. I give her to your keeping.
Take shelter from the storm.
For God's sake, please stay till I am sleeping, and tell Cosette I love her, and I'll see her when I
Valjean, at last we see each other play. Monsieur le Maire, you wear a different shade.
Before you say another word, Javert, before you chain me up like a slave again, I must do. This woman leaves behind a suffering child. There is none but me who can intercede in mercy's name. 3 days are all I need. Then I'll return, I pledge my word. Then I'll return.
You must think me mad. I've hunted you across the years. Men like you can never change. A man such as you.
Believe
Men
me,
like you can
what you
never
will.
change. Men
There is
like
a duty
me
I am
can
sworn
never
to do.
change.
You know
Your
nothing of my
must
life.
take so
All I
long.
did was steal
My
some
duty
bread.
is to
You
the
know
law.
nothing
You
of
have
the
no
world.
right. Come
You
with me
would
to
sooner see me
4601.
dead.
Now
Not
the wheel
before
has
I see
turned
this
around.
justice
Jean
done.
Valjean is nothing now.
Oh, I am warning you, Javert. I'm a stronger man by far. There is power in me yet. My race is not yet run. I am warning you, Javert. There is nothing I won't dare. If I have to kill you, here I'll do what must be done. And this I swear to you tonight.
Wherever you may hide away.
Your child will live in my care.
Wherever you may hide away.
And I will raise her to light.
I swear to you, I will be there. One more time for Heath Saunders, everybody. Make some noise. Oh my God, I'm shaking. That was terrifying.